soldiers.
Mate, no one's allowed through here, yeah?
Initially, the official terror threat level remained the same. But then last night, the Prime Minister confirmed it had been raised to critical
We look across the whole of the spectrum of other people we're concerned about and whether they respond to that attack. So there's lots of different factors. We saw after Westminster Bridge, other people were inspired to carry out further attacks. We saw some pretty quick arrests after that. And so we have to bear in mind, those sort of factors, and also the things we don't know.
So I'm back, guys.
It opened at about 1:30 in the morning. The police cordon has been lifted. The forensic investigation here has been completed. Earlier on, there were a few police officers just outside the entrance there to reassure passengers, but even they have gone now. So apart from the number of media here, you wouldn't know that there was a serious terror attack at this location just over 24 hours ago. Just looking at how small that entranceway is behind me, you can understand why so many people were crushed to get out. 29 people were taken to hospital, 8 of them have now been released. And overnight we've had a brief statement from the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. He said, "London stands together today as always. We will never let those who seek to divide us win. We will never be intimidated or defeated by terrorism." Charlie? Andy, thank you.
Let's go to Dan Freeman in Scotland Yard for us this morning. So, Dan, we know there's a manhunt underway. What's the latest in the investigation?
Well, Assistant Commissioner Mark Rowley speaking earlier, last night I should say, he's the National Lead for Counter-Terrorism, saying that they are making excellent progress in their investigation. They haven't gone into too many details. All we can say is that there have been no arrests as yet, but no doubt they are trawling through CCTV on the underground network and elsewhere, and also assessing the device that they've now removed from the train and have taken to a forensic lab to be thoroughly examined by forensic scientists. The terror threat has been increased to critical. We've seen that happen after the Manchester bomb. That is no doubt because they still haven't apprehended anyone in relation to their concerns. There are other people and other devices possibly still out there. As I say, there is a thorough investigation going on. We're going to see extra police on the street here in London today, at transport hubs, and of course at major events, especially here in the capital. We've already seen 4 attacks this year.
Dan, thank you very much. It's Dan Freeman there in Scotland Yard.
Rest of today's news now. Boris Johnson has set out his vision for what he called the UK's glorious future outside the European Union.
He was writing in today's Daily Telegraph, Mr Johnson also revived the controversial claim that leaving the EU could mean an extra £350 million a week for the NHS.
Let's go to our political correspondent Leila Nathu, who's in our London newsroom. So, Leila, this is a substantial piece of work, 4,000 words he's written. Just give us a sense of what the message is.
I think, Charlie, this is a big picture intervention from Boris Johnson, less than a week away of when Theresa May is set to give a big speech on Brexit in Florence. It's been heavily trailed, heavily touted as a big intervention that she is preparing. And here we have Boris Johnson setting out his stall, all 4,000 words of it in the Daily Telegraph today. And really, he is making the case strongly again for Brexit, restating all of those arguments we heard during the referendum campaign, revisiting much of the referendum campaign, including, as you say, this controversial £350 million figure that was branded on the sides of the bus of the Leave campaign. He said it would be a fine thing if that money went back to the NHS after Brexit, but he is outlining what he sees as a positive future for Britain after Brexit, and I think that this will inevitably revive speculation that he is after the top job.
Thank you.
Just coming up to 9:10 now. A day after its latest ballistic missile launch, North Korea has said it's aimed to match the military power of the United States.
Last night, the UN Security Council described yesterday's test over Japan as highly provocative. No further sanctions were imposed.
Well, let's talk to our correspondent, Stephen McDonnell, who is in the South Korean capital of Seoul. Those remarks, of course, were made overnight by North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un. So give us a bit more information on what's going on.
Yes, well, Kim Jong-un is said to have said that the reason for this most recent missile test is so that his country can have what is described as an equilibrium of military force with the United States. Now, he says, according to North Korea's state media, that the reason for this is so that the Americans won't even think about a military option against his country. And they've released pictures of the missile launch, and there he is, gleefully watching on, and also, we're led to believe, saying so successful, this latest launch, that his country has nearly achieved this nuclear capability that it's striving for. This, of course, will worry many people around the world who are looking for some sort of a way of convincing that country to give up its nuclear weapons. But, you know, they're looking further and further from that every day.
Yeah, Stephen, thank you very much. Stephen, what are you talking about there for us?
Other news now, gamekeepers in Argyll and Bute have expressed concern after more than 11,000 farmed salmon escaped into local rivers. They say there's genuine worry about how crossbreeding would affect the wild fish. Anyone fishing in the area has been told to kill the fish if they're caught rather than return them to the water.
The American actor Stanton, known for his roles in The Godfather Part 2, Alien and Twin Peaks, has died at the age of 91. Now, he appeared in over 100 films and TV shows over 6 decades and was well known in Hollywood circles for his showbiz lifestyle. His most recent film, Lucky, is due to be released later this month.
Time now is 11 minutes past now. Let's go back to our lead story this morning. 29 people injured in the bomb attack at Parsons Green, and many more
when you stand up, put that paper in the bin. I want you upstairs now, in the bin. I want you upstairs now for a wash. Because you're not having your laptop until you're washed and dressed.
Suddenly I heard a big bang, and I turned left and I saw the firewall surge toward my side.
Smoke rose up, and then people just running from that carriage, and then just bringing the other people all the way down. And then when we got off, we could just see remnants of people's bags and yeah, what they could.
When I walked into the station, there was blood on the floor and people running down the stairs screaming like "get out!" People crying and running, and the whole station was evacuated. People were coming out of the station sort of covered in blood.
There was panic. Everyone ran off the tube as soon as the explosion happened. A lot of people with facial burns and singed hair like myself.
We got to the steps and it was just the worst. It was like a proper human crash that we all got stuck in, and there was women underneath me. There's a lady saying, "I'm pregnant." There's a little boy, his face had got smacked into the step. It was awful. It was just really traumatic.
Some eyewitness accounts there. Well, also on the train was Richard Elmer Hall, who joins us on Skype from his home in Surrey. Thank you for joining us, Richard. First of all, how are you feeling today? I mean, you must be still in shock, I imagine.
Okay, I think it was a stressful, tiring day yesterday. I think it was good to have people around me to talk to about it afterwards. I went back into the office and everybody there was very supportive, and I think today is just thankful that it wasn't a lot worse than it was, and you know, the tube stations reopened, so we can.
Yeah, well, we're very pleased to hear to talk to us, Richard, and just take us back to what happened then yesterday morning.
So it was started a normal day. I got on the tube at Wimbledon to head into Paddington where I work. Normal procedure, doing a crossword, listening to some music, and then doors opened at Parsons Green. And just absolute panic as everybody who'd been at the back of the train and at that end of the platform just stampeded for the exit as fast as they could, shouting, "Get out, get out. There's been a bomb, there's been a bomb," screaming and shouting, women crying. It was absolute chaos. You know, because I had the headphones in, I hadn't been aware of anything happening at the back of the train. So it was a question of, you know, what's going on and what do I do?
Yeah, and what did you do?
I could see the stampede for the exit looked dangerous to me, so I didn't follow. I think I just looked around, tried to assess the situation to see if there was any, you know, with these sort of attacks, is there somebody with a machete running after us? Is there somebody with a gun? I couldn't do that, so I just sort of assessed the situation. Yeah, I've worked in news before, so next instinct was to get out the camera and do some filming and take some pictures. Then the platform staff able to take control, move people off the platform, and got down to the street.
And you mentioned this. Were there people helping each other then?
I think the difficult part of it is sort of cleared by the time I went down the stairs. But yeah, there were people being treated already by an ambulance crew who got there so quickly for crush injuries or something like that. There was a woman who couldn't breathe. She was given water. She'd lost her shoes. So I think that all happened really, really quickly. So I'm not surprised at all to hear of the injuries that happened as a result.
Yeah. Were you surprised by your reaction? Because I imagine a lot of people would think about what they would do in that situation.
Not particularly. No, I wasn't the only one. I'm not the sort of person that sort of panics and reacts in a panic to that sort of situation. It was a question of, can I help? Is there something that needs doing? And then make sure you're safe.
And how do you feel? You're happy to travel on the tubes and the overground still? Yeah, it hasn't stopped you.
I'll be back on the tube Monday morning.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. That's Richard Ilmahall there, who was one of those on that train in Parsons Green yesterday.
Yes, we can talk now to Chris Phillips, who's the former head of the National Counter-Terrorism Office. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Chris. We're just reflecting there for a moment on one of those who was caught up in the events yesterday. Can I just quote to you the comments from Ben Wallace, who we spoke to a short time ago, the Security Minister, who said the tempo around terror attacks is at a level we've not seen for a very long time. What do you make of those comments?
Well, it's absolutely true, and quite obvious actually if you see the number of terrorist attacks that have happened, not only in UK actually, but across Europe. I mean, just a few weeks ago we were talking about Barcelona. Last week there was a bomb factory found in Paris. It absolutely is. The number of terrorist investigations are increasing. The number of people under suspicion of being terrorists or being implicated with that is quite huge and an incredible difficulty for the police and security services.
Yes, in the light of what happened yesterday, sometimes it's worth thinking about it. And I know that often the MPs, politicians draw attention to this fact of the success rate of the anti-terror security forces.
I am alive.